There are many, many ways that drugs can come into prison. And the reality is there's probably many ways that I've been out of the service now for 5 years. There may be other ways that they've got round to doing it that even I may not be aware of. But you've got some common things. You've got visitors. Visitors that are coming to prison may be tempted and or sometimes even coerced into bringing drugs into prison for prisoners. And they will try to get through the security system of the searches and all the ways to bring it out. They may hide it in places that we're actually legally not entitled to look, and hopefully they get to use the toilets halfway through the visit and then retrieve this stuff and try to get it back into the doors to hand over to prisoners. You've also got drugs that come in thrown over the walls, depending on the style and the size of the prison, thrown over in parcels, been known sometimes for it to end up in dead pigeons have been gutted and stuff has been put inside and thrown over the walls. Tennis balls have been thrown over and split with drugs in it. And sometimes just literally little parcels thrown over the walls. You've got, there is a small, fortunately, a small element of staff that get corrupted, sadly. So there are 1 or 2 staff that do get corrupted and they're starting to sort of bring stuff in. They're more difficult for us to spot because we trust them. We give them a set of keys and we let them walk around these jails with access to prisoners, and a huge amount of trust is placed upon them. So no forgiveness for those few that do get caught as corruption, and well deserved to go to prison. And then you've got all other kinds of tricks. We've known that it's been coming in through the mail, and it sometimes used to try to get it underneath the stamps. Sometimes they'd liquidize it, sometimes they soak up this stuff, the drugs that they're trying to get in, soak it into their letters and then dry it out, put it back in the envelope, hopefully that it'll get through into the prison system, and the prisoners then either just rip it up into strips and smoke it, or sometimes try to steam it off and put it back into a liquid form. And there are all kinds of different ways. One of the bigger problems in some of the prisons, once again, it's about the size and the design of a prison, are drones coming in. And remember, you're not talking about bits and pieces coming in with drones now, you're talking about huge amount. This isn't one mobile phone that may be coming in through, however that might be brought in originally. You can now put a number of mobile phones underneath the drone. You can also end up putting far, far larger amounts of drugs. So sometimes it can be seen on a slightly industrial scale. In actual fact, probably going back about 18 months ago now, a gang of about 4 or 5 people were caught literally doing a national system of drones into prisons. I believe they were trying to get it into places like Birmingham Prison, Featherstone Prison. They were going up country, they were going down country. They eventually got caught at that, but remember, they're not just putting the odd thing on there, it's coming in, like it says, in massive amounts, which obviously contributes to some of the problems, the violence, the debt, the gangs. You're going to end up in prisons.